Welcome to the My So Crooked Opinion podcast with your hosts, Bundles and Stiletto Diva, where we discuss weekly events and culture and give you our unapologetic So Crooked opinion. If you're ready to join the So Crooked universe, then be ready to think outside the box. Now, here are your hosts, Bundles and Stiletto Diva.
Yo, we back another one. We back with another week. Excuse my voice. I'm a little off this week. Got a little strep throat, a little situation. But we back, man. My So Crooked Opinion podcast with my sister Stiletto Diva. We in the building. You know what I'm saying? And this week's episode is a topic that I picked. My sis has been picking the topics the last couple of weeks.
It sure did. It threw me off. I was like, oh, we gonna jump into it.
Yes. And today's topic is gonna be accountability. I feel like, you know, in our culture and our people, accountability is at an all-time low. This is just my So Crooked opinion, and you know what I'm saying. I want to talk about it across the board, everything. We're gonna
across the board. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna touch on everything. You know what I'm saying, and there might be some things that I might have to confess on my end as well. You know what I'm saying. So, first things first. What do you think accountability consists of?
Me?
Yeah.
Accountability is acknowledging behavior, good and bad. Owning your shit, taking the steps to fix it where it needs to be. You know, just addressing shit. You absolutely have to talk about it. But the biggest ones is acknowledgement. And not only do you acknowledge when you take accountability, you understand that your behavior affects the other person. And you understand that you don't get to judge how they react to whatever it is that you're holding yourself accountable for. So you don't get to choose how someone reacts to your fuck shit.
Okay.
So that's accountability for me. That's what my accountability looks like. I think it looks like that. You know, sometimes the things that we think look like something don't really look like that. But in our head, we executing that shit flawlessly.
Right.
But in reality, it's coming out all fucked up.
Nah, absolutely. I think on my end, accountability is pretty much everything you said, and it's also like, you know, just taking ownership. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's good or bad, taking ownership of whatever it was that transpired in any situation. Don't try to deflect. Don't try to. I notice, like, sometimes when you address people about issues and things like that, they try to deflect or they try to diminish whatever it is that's actually going on or make excuses and things like that. Like, for me, I'm a business owner. You know what I'm saying? I own a security company and I own a clothing line. More so the security.
Your brand.
Right. The
You're
security
a brand.
company is in itself. Hold on. Somebody's telling me to turn my mic up.
Turn my mic up. Mic check. 1, 2. That's what I say.
Check. There we go.
That's what I be saying. Mic check.
So I own a security business. And you know, sometimes at the end of the day, as a business owner, you know, things happen with your employees, you know what I'm saying, every now and then. But sometimes, you know, employees, if you're too nice or if you're too lenient, they tend to take advantage. Calling out.
I have a question.
What's up?
Okay, because I know you employ a lot of friends and family. How do they associate or disassociate? How do they separate Bundles from Eddie, boss man, owner? That's now the one who writes the checks.
All right, so I do try my best to hire my people, you know what I'm saying? Friends, family, people that
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, want to work and want to better themselves. I do think that sometimes because the connection is what it is, they're a little bit more lenient in their job performance and there is
Oh, that sucks.
not. Let me not say. I want to make this clear. They do their job, but I just feel like
Okay.
because it's me, and they know the connection that we have. There's certain things that they may do, or when if I wasn't the friend,
They
they wouldn't do.
boss, their
Right,
boss, it's a little bit less than professional.
right. And then my thing is,
Okay. You call them out on it?
I'm gonna be honest. This is a show about
No, you
accountability.
paused. I don't think you
No, no,
do.
no. I'm gonna answer it because this show is about accountability, so I have to take account. I do,
Mhm.
but it's not in a space of it's not in a space of where they have to worry. Like I'll bring it up and I'll tell them like, yo, listen, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. But I think maybe in their mind, like, oh, it's not gonna terminate me. This is my man.
Fire me.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes now I see myself as a person where I gotta choose between the friendship and the business.
Mm.
And I feel like I shouldn't have to.
So,
I think it should be a situation where everything just runs smoothly out of the see, here's my thing. I feel like because I have relationships with certain people, if I had put you in a position to make some type of money, I feel like you would want to work harder to keep the thing flowing as smoothly as possible. Because this is we a team. It ain't even so much as me
right.
being your boss. Now we are a legit team where we're making income, we're keeping things moving. You know what I'm saying? You're able to take care of your family, I'm able to take care of my family, and vice versa. It should be an even, smooth slate. In my mind, I think that you would even want to work harder because it's somebody that you know and that you're building with.
Okay. Sidebar, I'm still available for So Crooked bartending.
Got you.
Did I not do a good job? Like I got hired once and
You
we didn't
did an
do any more.
excellent. Let's see. You did an excellent job, sis. Excellent job. I had no complaints. Everybody loved you. You know what I'm saying? They said the drinks was right on point, not too soft, not too strong. You handled your
I
business.
had the bar rocking.
You
Yes.
handled
Okay.
your
But
business.
I'm still available. I'm still available. All right. But really, my real question is what does accountability look like for you? What is regular accountability and accountability in your relationship? What does that look like for you?
All right, I'm gonna touch on the first one. Accountability as a whole for me is honesty. That's number one. Above all, honesty, good, bad, or ugly.
Shut up, Jay.
I think for me, for another one would be just knowing who you are and accepting who you are. Like for instance, I'm
Hmm.
gonna say this: it's like I know who I am as a person. I know what I will do. I know what I won't do. So when they come to certain things, to certain conversations, like for instance, I know a lot of homies that's out in the streets doing their thing. From a youth to now, I was always the one like, listen, you want to shoot the hands, we could do that all day long.
We said that last week.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not really a fan of the gunplay. I don't.
Hmm.
I let it be known. Listen, oh y'all about to go do that? All right, look, I see y'all when y'all get back. To me, I'm taking accountability for myself because it's like I'm telling
Hmm.
you off top. I don't want nothing to do with that because not for nothing. I like my freedom. I like to be able to move
Right.
around when I want to. I like to be able to do what
Right.
I want. This, that, and the third. If I get caught up on something, got 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be on me,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna have to accept that. Cause somebody had asked me a question one time. We was talking about the whole 6ix9ine thing, and they was like, "Oh, what you would have did if you was in his shoes?" Everybody want to talk about, "Oh, no sense, no sense." What you would have did if you was in his shoes? And my response was, I wouldn't be in his shoes
Right.
because at the end of the day, this goes into accountability. Know who you are as a person and what you will or will not do and what you built for. At the end of the
Okay.
day, every man is their own man. Everybody is their own person. You should
Hmm.
never be able to let somebody dictate who you are. Take accountability for yourself.
Okay. Heard
Now,
you, Chief.
now as far as relationships is concerned, Um, I'm gonna sound very contradictory in this conversation because there's an old me and then there's a new me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I used to make a lot of excuses in my earlier years. If I got caught cheating, I would, you ain't doing things for me, and this, all the bullshit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me being older, my accountability is like this. My accountability in relationships now is more so learning and then accepting.
Okay.
If that makes sense to you, learning then accepting, because it might be certain
Okay.
things that I might be so set in my ways about, but once it's explained to me, I'd be like, damn, all right, yeah, I was wrong. I gotta take responsibility for that.
Mm-hmm.
But in certain situations, I feel like I'm not wrong for how I'm moving.
Oh boy, don't I know it?
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm
Uh-huh. But
until it's explained to me. Like even with you, sis, when me and you have conversations about certain stuff, and once you explain it to me from the other side, I be like, yeah, then I got to take accountability for that. That's my fault.
because all right, it's gonna sound crazy, but I'm about to say accountability is about like right and wrong, but
You got to hold down the
shit is
comments,
about
sis, because I can't see him.
it's it is about right and wrong, but it's about fucking ego too. And you don't it's about respecting how the other person feels. You know what I mean? It's not dismissing their feelings. You acknowledge it as along with what happened, you also have to acknowledge their feelings. And remember, I said you can't take that away from them. You cannot
See, that's where my problem
dictate
lies.
reactions.
That's where my
Where
problems lie, because it's like sometimes it be bullshit, and you know it's bullshit. But
bullshit to who though?
all right, for instance,
You can't tell nobody how to feel.
now I'm gonna tell you something. For instance, right? If somebody, I'm gonna use the job again, and this is not to
Okay.
my guys, because my guys don't do this. But there's been situations where I've hired people. Everybody got this catastrophic situation that happened right before they got to come to work. Everybody,
They don't want no money. They don't want no
everybody.
money.
But what I'm saying is that I can't accept when you feed me. Like, for instance, you would think that when you call somebody and be like, yo, man, my mom just got shot in the shoulder, that your boss is not supposed to question anything, right?
That be getting shot is something serious. I don't
No,
think
but I'm
someone would play
saying,
about that.
and your mom, when you call and say, yo, I can't make it to work because of this happened, that's supposed to be the end all be all, right?
Right.
All right. Now, imagine getting that call 3-4 times a week from different individuals. So now, if I ask a situation like, listen, man,
Damn,
I'm gonna,
everybody getting shot?
I'm gonna need a doctor's note or some type of proof that you can't make it tonight, or I can't use you no more.
They live in
Oh,
Brooklyn.
why you need all that and this, that, because this is a business. I'm not going to keep
That's
putting
what you
you on
would
shift.
give to your job. You would give
Right.
that to your manager. I'm not
Absolutely.
saying your mother didn't get shot. I hope everything works out, but I still need a doctor's note.
Right. So now it's a situation where it's like, where does the person take accountability for their actions? They know for a fact that they're supposed to be on the job at a certain time. All right, fine. Things happen. We understand this is life. But if your employer is asking you for the proper documentation to prove that you couldn't make it in for whatever shift or situation that you're supposed to take care of, what is the problem in that? That to me is taking accountability. I would offer that without you even asking me, just to show you that I'm
Right,
serious about the job.
right, right. Some people don't know no better.
Is it that they don't know no better, or is that they're deliberately shying away from what they should be doing and doing what they want to do?
You can't make somebody work though. You know what I mean? Like you
Not
don't.
even, let's scratch work.
Unfortunately,
I'm talking about life in general.
yeah.
There's
Okay.
certain things that people do that they just don't have to do, or they could do it in another way that is more. I can't even say respectable, because everybody respect level is different. Everybody thought on respect is different. So I can't even use that word. So
Hmm.
it's just like moral compass comes into play when it comes to accountability. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Integrity, things like that. All that is one big pot of gumbo when it comes to accountability. And like I said earlier, in today's day, that lacks a lot. You reading them comments? What's going on in there?
I'm trying to catch up with everything. Um,
Let me see if I can pull it up on my
again,
computer.
who hates to be wrong? Like who doesn't hate to be wrong? So that's why I say that the ego comes into play with accountability. Because sometimes accepting accountability kind of looks like shit. I was super duper wrong. I'm the worst person in the world. Who wants to say that?
But what's the
We don't
problem?
all learn.
What's the problem
We
with
don't
with
all
admitting that
learn,
though? Like for
sir.
instance, all right, give you a prime example, and this is one of my
Sir,
one of the artists that's on my
sir.
yes.
Who
I'm
you talking
listening.
to? Who you talking to? Who you talking to?
Put me on, sis. Put me on blast. What's up? What we doing?
You were, I don't know if you still are, one of the most stubborn beings in the world.
Okay.
You would oftentimes not be right. You would be wrong and strong. And just for the sake of argument, a lot of people wouldn't say, like, my nigga, chill, you wrong. Well, I would tell you that. But you said yourself, look how I would have to talk to you. I would have to break it down for you to be like, oh, shit. Well, now that I'm looking at it this way, I could have approached it a different way. I never stress, nobody apologizing. That's on that person. But like accountability is also stepping outside the box and seeing it from how they see it and allowing grace, being easy on yourself and letting someone feel how they feel.
Grace, I I hear you on that, sis.
You know how
But at the
much courage
same,
it takes to be like, I fucked up, I'm wrong. Once you know that about, because when
I don't
something is
think
done to
so
you,
because I
you
think
don't
that
appreciate an apology. Do you appreciate apologies and
yes,
change
I do.
behavior?
I appreciate apologies, but I never ever forget. Meaning, like
You're not supposed to.
you can apologize and I can understand that, but the relationship, depending on the situation, may not never be the same, and you got to be okay with that. It's not saying
Hmm.
that I don't fuck with you. Thank you for the apology. I still fuck. Like this, the relationship is different, and you have to understand that. You have to take accountability for what transpired, and this is why the
Right.
relationship between you and whoever is where it's at. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But when this
But that's where I'm
situation,
saying grace comes into play as well. Like I recently, and when I say recently within the last 3 or 4 years, learn to forgive. I would accept an apology and still hold a grudge. You know what I mean? But that's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Like I learned to say, like, okay, when someone apologizes, if I forgive them, I let them know. And it ain't gonna be nothing behind it. Like, I don't know. And not even to get religious, like, but shit, imagine the things that God forgives people for. So who am I to not forgive? You know what I mean? So like when I tell somebody like, okay, I accept it, I forgive you, moving forward, I try not to hold a grudge. That's not to say I don't get angry. If I think about it, I do. But when I say I forgive you, I'm just not bringing it up anymore. That's it. That's for my growth. That's me. That's for the betterment of myself.
but is that accountability, or you just accepting the things you cannot change?
That is accountability. You have to accept you have to accept that shit won't change in life. Like not everything in life is gonna change. You have to accept that. Some things just fucking are. I'm only responsible for me and what I can change. Again, I'm not responsible
I
for how
think
a
you could
person
change your
receives or
life.
how a person
I think
I have
anybody in
changed
this
my life.
world. What I'm
Shit.
saying is,
But that's what I'm saying. You're responsible for you
and your surroundings.
and your surroundings. But you still responsible for you because surroundings can change in a blink of an eye and then you're no longer in control of it. So you're still responsible for you.
If I can't fully understand my environment, guess what? You're not gonna catch bundles there. See,
My
that's
man,
another.
in the midst of something, life happens, my nigga. So we're someplace together. We're in this environment that we thought would be a controlled environment.
No, you right. I
Chaos
hear you.
breaks out.
I hear
You
you.
feel what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We still only can control us. We can't control environments and surroundings. Because in the blink of an eye, shit changes.
Right.
That's all I'm
Absolutely.
saying. So we still, it all boils down to is you.
Yo,
Is
listen,
you. Are
people.
you gonna forgive? Call
If y'all
in.
got a
Shit.
question for us, just call in, or you can
Can
write
you
it in
see
the
comments?
comments. I can't see the comments right now. I
Okay, let
can't
me
see
run.
it.
Let me run some comments down. Yeah.
Salute to everybody on the check-in, man. I see we got a couple
Good
people in here.
looking. Jay said facts over feelings.
Facts over
Absolutely.
feelings. Yeah.
Deborah said 95% of the people don't like to take accountability. And Jay says, I guess the facts over feelings are because the person's intentions are usually genuine. Ricky says, you can forgive, but you can't forget.
Right. That's why.
Jasmine says it's a form of accountability. Ricky says it's not hard to bring it up if it's still in your head. Get it. Got it. But imagine the shit that people have flying around in their head. You know what I mean? Like, are you taking into consideration the person's delivery, the person's acceptance of accountability? There are
I don't pay
actually four
attention
steps
to
to
delivery.
accountability.
Maybe that's just
Four steps. That's you.
no.
It's
As
not.
a man,
Did I say delivery?
but listen. One thing I've always learned: never pay attention to the energy. Pay attention to the words.
Right.
That's one thing
Is
I
it
was always
genuine?
taught.
How do you know if it's genuine?
As far as the conversation,
How do you know if someone has offended you and they're accepting accountability? How do
mm-hmm.
you know if it's genuine?
It's a lot of things. Cause you ever notice how, like, for instance, take these off. Somebody could be telling you something. Nah, listen, and tell me if you haven't seen this before. And people in the comments, tell me if you haven't seen this before. A person will be like, now mind you, I'm looking at you. You can see my eyes. They'll be like, yeah, I'm sorry, for doing all of that comes into play when it comes to
Oh, well,
energy.
body language, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so it's all
So
about
yeah, I wouldn't take that serious either.
it's all about your energy. I give you an example.
Right.
I'm gonna give you one example. And shout out to my man on Fire. You know what I'm saying? We cool now. There was a situation with an artist that was representing my platform, and this artist named Fire. It got a little chippy on stage. Fight almost broke out. Nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? All love. Shout out to Ripper War Zone. You know what I'm saying? Later on, I think I want to say maybe about 2 days later. Now, mind you, in the midst of the situation, I'm telling everybody like, yo, my man said, your man did something, and I reacted. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, come maybe I say maybe like 2 to 3 days later, we all in the group chat on Twitter. The person that filmed the event has the footage of the situation.
You got play by play.
Right. He tells me, Bundles, listen, what this said happened, it didn't happen. I got the footage, blah, 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 boom. Now, I could have just been like, all right. I said, yo, for my part in it, I apologize, man. If I was wrong,
Right.
I apologize. I apologize to you, Fire, and I apologize to the platform. I said it in the chat. Mind you, there's a couple of people in there. Now, the thing I didn't kind of respect when
y'all real funny with that chat. Go ahead though.
So then he tells me, yo, you gonna get your man to apologize? And I was like, yo, hold on.
That's not your responsibility.
At the end of the day, I can only take accountability for what I did. And this is what I'm saying, and I apologize for it. I can't speak for another man.
That's the truth.
But this is what I'm saying. I've seen situations happen where I be like, this person dead ass wrong. And they'll stand on it. I'm never too big to apologize. I've apologized many times in my life.
I only just learned how to apologize.
Nah, see, because for me, it's like, here's my thing.
And I mean apologize and not say sorry.
I feel like I'm so thank God for the men that was in my life when I was growing up that raised me. Is that I'm so confident in myself that an apology don't make me weak. If anything, it make me stronger. Let you know that I can actually stand on being wrong and being a man about it. I feel like when you don't take accountability, when you dance around situations, to me that's a sign of weakness. Yeah, you might be big or you might be gangster, but mentally you weak.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I see it. You don't got
So
it.
I was Ooh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was about to say, I'm about to bring my definitive because I like to start. I like to start bringing in the things that I found online.
All right.
Look at me doing research.
All right, so let's touch on it. What's up?
There are 4 steps to accountability, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being accountable means acknowledging the effect your behavior has on a person and owning how you contribute to the negative cycle. That's deep. That's a lot.
I ain't going front.
Conversations and relationships are two-way streets. It's never one person's fault. It's never one person's fault.
In the relationship?
Right? Conversations and relationships, they're not two-way street. They are two-way streets. So it's never really on one person. It is, but it's not. Because it's going to take 2 and
to fix it.
When you're apologizing, it takes 2 to fix it. So the 4 steps to accountability are mustering the courage to see it. So now when you hold yourself accountable, you're saying, listen, I did this. This is what it is. Finding the heart to own it. Own it. You did it. It's done. You absolutely can't take it back. You can just be a better person moving forward. You obtain the wisdom to solve it. I think that's the hardest part. Like, because how do you solve certain things? Like, how do you, because your solution might look different from the other person's solution. So it has to be a middle ground, right?
Here's the thing.
And that takes work. That's the 4th one. Exercising the means to do it. You actually have to work at it.
Both people got to work.
So that's it. That's my little thing. Right. Can't be. Absolutely. Both of them. Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, I feel like, and this is just my honest opinion, whoever was done wrong doesn't need to greet the other person. That is accountability.
What you mean greet them?
Meaning, like, if somebody wants to fix something that went wrong or whatever, talking about taking accountability. If somebody was done wrong by another person, but the other person, like, all right, maybe I could have handled it a little better, I'm going to take accountability, go talk to him. Nah. The individual that did the wrongdoing should take accountability and then try to make it right on whatever situation. Whether it happens the way you want it.
What if they don't?
And to me, use a bitch ass nigga. I'm sorry.
Because I've seen it both ways. I've seen people who take accountability. I've seen, because sometimes accountability is a lot of actions and reactions, beneath the surface. Real talk. Like it's human shit. It's human shit, and people fuck up. So I just don't think that you should be so far removed as the person who was done wrong to be like you're on a higher platform than someone or you're a little bit better than someone. Like, if someone is coming to you and being like, my bad, I fucked up, this, that, and the third, I don't think you should be arrogant in your reception, like in receiving it. You know what I mean? So, like, you're saying that they don't have to greet you. That's fine. You can be mad. You can feel your feels. I'm big on feeling your feels. But in the midst of that, you do not forget to acknowledge the fact that this person is attempting and you're just not ready to receive it. But if you're not ready to receive it, also say that. Say that. Sometimes people like to be, what I used to say all the time, you mad because you want to be mad. I don't want to be mad. I used to stay telling you that shit. You mad because you want to be mad. Some people choose to be, like, people choose violence. Some people choose to be mad about situations. And you can be. That is your God-given fucking right. You can be mad. But understand that, sometimes someone is not going to continuously and keep apologizing. Like, because then now who's wrong now? All right, right to the comments. Hold on. Oh, they wilding out.
They going crazy in the comments? Nah, I
All
gotta
right.
pull it up. Hold on.
Jasmine, you probably gonna have to restart your Facebook. Open another window. Jasmine said, "Body just tell you everything." Vicky said, "What if you don't know how to apologize?" Hi, Dom J. Dom J said, "Boundaries." Jay Rivers said, "So accountability sounds like standing on what you said or you did." It kind of is though. Like you have to. Like that's
Hold on.
that's a part of it. You have to accept it.
Somebody
You
said, "What if
fucking
they
did
don't
it.
know how to apologize?" Was that the
Yeah.
question?
Yeah. No, a lot of people don't know how to apologize. What does an apology? What does an apology look like to you?
A genuine
And don't give me no
situation.
caveman bullshit. Don't give me no caveman
A
bullshit.
genuine situation. That's what a.
So someone apologizing to you about,
You trying to tell me somebody don't
excuse
know
me,
how to say the
whatever.
words "I'm sorry"?
You don't say you're sorry. Sorry is for sorry motherfuckers. You shouldn't say sorry. I hate that shit. I tell my son that shit all the time. Stop saying sorry. Like,
But you,
and I'll even say it every once and again. Like, I apologize. I apologize if I hurt you. I apologize. Not if. That's also something you should not say because that's kind of like you leaving the door open to say you weren't wrong. I apologize for hurting you. I apologize with what I did affects us. I apologize for changing the dynamics of whatever it is that we have. Like, it's so many ways to apologize and accept responsibility. That's just what it is. I hate when people say sorry.
what's wrong
So
with the
yes,
word sorry?
accountability is because you're sorry. Sorry motherfuckers are sorry.
Leto,
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with the word "I'm sorry."
Somebody said right bundles, but I don't know what Ricky said right. Jasmine said learning how to move forward after taking accountability is the hardest part of all. Ciao. Ciao. I agree.
Why is that so hard? That's what I don't understand. That's the part that I don't get. Why is it so hard?
Because again, it's a two-way thing. After you take accountability, moving forward is rough. Because if the person again is not receptive, you got to be patient. You can't force nobody. Like it takes fucking patience. But nobody gonna stand around and be an emotional, verbal punching bag because you're not willing to accept it. So you're gonna throw it at them or say, "Oh, I'm not fucking with it," because da da da. Like, okay, you know how hard it is to be like, yo, but you to not say, but you did X, Y, and Z because that has nothing to do with it. I was having this conversation when I told Mama Leto about the topic, but she shut down her Facebook, so she's gonna have to watch on YouTube.
Oh,
She
she
was
probably on
saying that,
YouTube. Yeah, and we
yeah,
live on
oh, we
YouTube
do
too.
simulcast. Oh, I didn't know how
Yeah.
YouTube. So she's saying that along with apologizing, if someone isn't receptive to it, you don't have to be beat up about it. Because apologies are two steps. It's for them and it's for you. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to forgive people who aren't even apologetic. Like, you know how many people I've mentally forgiven for what they've done to me and moved on because I don't want to carry that shit with me?
You better than me, sis.
It's growth, nigga, in therapy. Don J says sometimes people don't realize that they messed up. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do.
It's a fact. Okay,
Then it's a
yeah, I
personal
can see the
problem because
comments now.
somebody, you see it? It came back up.
Yeah, I can see the comments now.
Right. Jay says, right, it wasn't my intentions to hurt you. So a lot of the times, I don't know anyone who intentionally hurts a person. A lot of times someone gets hurt. Someone getting hurt is sometimes a casualty of war. Not that there is a war, but just for lack of a better word, I'm saying a casualty of war. Because whatever was done, that was for the person, the offender, not the offendee.
Right.
So anyone who's actually purposely going out trying to hurt people, that's a different topic for another day. So I don't know anyone who intentionally hurts at our ages who intentionally hurts people.
What?
Who
You
does
told?
who?
Oh, you said at our age,
Yes,
the
at
old.
our age.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say
Yeah.
these youngins out here, man.
Oh,
Listen.
nah, these youngins out here is different. They doing shit. Lewis
But
said some people don't care about accountability. That's a fact. But they still got growing to do. That's a fact. They still got growing to do. I'm not mad because someone is not where
Guess
I'm at
what?
mentally.
Guess what?
What?
My grandfather always told me a motherfucker that's super arrogant and don't take accountability and ain't never got his ass whooped.
That too. And they can't really ever be loyal to anyone.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Why your grandfather so violent?
No, my grandfather understood what life was at that in particular time. Mind you,
Jay is ordered. And Jay and my mother's the same shit. It's really not that hard. When a person shows you that they're not open to the apology, fuck it and move on. I agree, but I don't agree. Like, because it depends. Again, it's situational. It's situational. Sometimes people play victim so they don't have to take accountability for their actions. That is an absolute fact, Deborah. Rick says, so when people apologize, is it done and over with?
I would say yeah. Because
sometimes apology.
Sometimes that's all somebody's waiting for is for you to take accountability. I think that's what makes with certain people. That's why they get pissed off, because mind you, if they still like harboring over a situation where it's like their life is just stuck there, then yeah, you just holding on to some petty shit. But if you on some, you moved on with your life, but that situation still is like itchy for you because you know you was done wrong and the person doesn't apologize, that'll make you always look at that person on some other shit.
Hey, Dominique.
Now, if the person takes accountability, yeah, we might not ever be WW shaky, hey, how you doing, what's going on type of situation, but the tension won't be as thick.
Dom J said that's a mental issue, intentionally hurting people, and they need the comfy couch. Oh, I'm gonna use that. I like the comfy couch.
You know what I'm saying?
The comfy couch.
Like, come on, man. Like, what we doing out here? Like, this is what I'm saying. And mind you, my situation as far as a man might be different than women, but I feel like every man should hold and stand on whatever it is they say or did. Point blank, right. Period.
Women too, like. But that brings me to my next thing: how to practice accountability. I was reading today.
Being honest with yourself. That's a simple answer.
Oh, the simple answer is being honest with yourself. Absolutely.
Being honest with yourself.
Involving the person. That's what practicing accountability, and that's what it looks like. You involve the person. Assess your behavior. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Consider how your actions affected that person and make changes that will benefit the both of you. And then continue to follow those things, that check in regularly, and consider involving a third party, aka the comfy couch people.
Give me the black version of that. Stop reading these Caucasian ass goddamn statements.
That is involving. Okay, so now involving the person is you speaking directly to them, acknowledging what you did. And if you want to take it a step further, ask them how it made them feel. Ask them how it made them feel. Apologize for that. Because ideally...
I'm not apologizing for a reaction. If there's a reaction...
For how you made a person feel? You're not going to apologize for how you made a person feel when it wasn't your intention to hurt them?
If I hurt you after you did some fuck shit, fuck you, man. What you talking about?
So why just even continue? Because that's holding a grudge. So you hurt somebody after they hurt you. That's a grudge. You just said when you forgive somebody, it's done. But now you say it after someone did something to you. Fuck them.
Yeah, because they didn't apologize. Now, what I'm saying is that if you did something to me and then I did something to you immediately after, I'm not a prolonging type of person.
Right.
You did something to me, I did something to you. If you apologize after that, it's dead. That don't change the fact that I did something to you too.
Right.
And me doing something to you was a reaction to you doing something to me. So what the fuck do I got to apologize for?
Accountability doesn't matter when people like to play the victim. Dominique. Yep. Rick says, so any manipulative person can say, I apologize, and just to end it. Absolutely not. Like, is that person being manipulative by apologizing? Is that how you really feel?
What do you mean?
Because he says that a manipulating person can apologize. First of all, who takes the time out of their day to apologize only to manipulate a situation, to continue to do it? You know what I mean?
Nah, see, hold on. A person can manipulate the situation because, like I said earlier, you can say you're sorry. That's just for my mental. You apologize. All right, boom. Even if you don't get it, he made it seem like he get it, and I'm cool with that. But nigga, you not gonna be around me like that no more. You're not that's not gonna be a situation where you say you sorry and then you jumping back in the whip. Nah. Who moves like that? I don't know nobody that move like that.
Ain't
You know
nobody jumping back in the whip. Don J said you got to get to the root of the issue. Jay says practicing is actively changing. I absolutely agree. Talk is cheap. Do something worth knowing. You're taking accountability. Dom said 2 wrongs don't make a right. But that's exactly how manipulators work.
I can't argue that.
2 wrongs don't make a right.
I can't argue that.
When Petty U wants to retaliate.
Who, me?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like 2 wrongs don't make a right. But when Petty U wants to retaliate, sometimes that's what's going to happen. Some people are still growing. You're also, and that's also, accountability is also acknowledging that you're not responsible for anyone else's growth. You're not responsible for anyone else's growth.
You did tell me that before. Now, I want to touch on, another side of accountability.
What's the?
I've been watching this Math Hoffa thing with China Mac, right? And they talk
with
about
Method Man?
No.
I'm asking.
Math Hoffa and China Mac talking about Troy Ave. Troy Ave was on Math Hoffa's show talking about the case or whatever. So a lot of people was mad at Math for giving Troy Ave a platform, and Troy Ave is trying to insinuate that whole night that he was at work. He was a citizen, a pedestrian at work, and was defending himself.
What happened? I didn't even.
The shooting at Urban Plaza. He's still on trial.
A couple of years back?
Yeah, he's still on trial.
When they had the video? Shut up.
Yeah, he's still on trial for that. He just out on bail.
Wow, I did not know that. Yeah. Get the fuck out. Okay. Go ahead.
So, is he taking accountability by saying, like, yes, I did this situation, but I was a pedestrian, not claiming to be a street nigga? Is he taking accountability by...
He said he was at work. Wasn't he performing?
Right.
Okay.
He was a guest performer. He wasn't on the bill. He was a guest performer. Somebody asked him to... That's what he's...
I'm trying to remember the video. I remember niggas diving behind couches.
The situation was this. From Troy Ave's perspective, he says that he walks into the venue.
Hater.
He was asked to perform by T.I. It was a T.I. show. T.I. asked him to come out.
Oh, he was a guest and someone asked him to perform.
Right. He comes out. Can't say that he goes in the green room. When he goes in the green room, he sees the dude, Tax Stone. They get into it. Tax Stone pulls the gun out and allegedly claps his mans. Troy picks the gun up and starts clapping at him. That's the part that's on video. Now he's in trial. He's on trial for the gun and I think the murder.
You can't say who bullet killed somebody because it's the same fucking gun.
Right, it's one hammer. But Troy Ave is basically saying that he was at work. This guy came at him. He disarmed him after whatever. He picked up and started blicking at him in self-defense. So he's already insinuating that. But he's already insinuating that Tax Stone killed his mans.
Okay. So now they're mad because Math Hoffa. Oh, so they trying to say he a snitch?
That's what they trying to say. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to flip this whole...
Nigga, if it was 2 niggas shooting and I was the nigga shooting, it was that nigga. That's not snitching.
No, but then Right. I hear you saying. But I believe that in the situation that he's actually mentioning Tax because it was a him and Tax situation.
And is Tax on camera? Or is it just witnesses saying it was Tax?
Tax is on camera leaving and Troy looking at him. But mind you, Troy got shot that night too. His man and Troy got shot.
On camera when his man dropped? Does it show when Tax shot his man?
Yeah, it's kind of blurry or whatever.
It's a grainy.
Right.
Ugh.
But is he wrong?
Oh wow, we have Method Man hate in the comments. I have to block. We're gonna. Can you go block?
Listen, but is he wrong for
self-defense? No.
Talking about it in court?
He's fucking on trial. My man's fighting for his life. He's saying self-defense. And if 1 + 1 is 2, and if 2 motherfuckers are shooting, and I said I'm not the one that was shooting,
but if he's
obviously it was the other nigga.
But if he's claiming to be a street nigga, now mind you, at this time, Troy Ave was claiming to be the streets. New York was his. He was the streets. He was bringing that old hip hop back. This is how he talked. We're riding around with bulletproof vests on, doing all this extra shit. So you was claiming to be a street nigga. So even though you was asked to be at the show, I don't know if he was paid or not, whatever, but you walked in there on street time because when you seen Tax, you brung a certain type of energy to him, and he retaliated allegedly.
All right, so now he saw the nigga, and the nigga immediately pulls. I have too many questions. So when he seen the nigga Tax, the nigga immediately pulls out, backs it out on him, or they exchange words, and he backed it out.
Troy Ave said he was with about 7 dudes.
Tax?
No, Troy Ave was with 7 dudes. The dude Tax was by himself. Troy Ave.
There you have it.
Troy Ave rolled up on Tax. That part is blurry about what happened. But long story behold, from Troy Ave's perspective, that son backed out, got the blicking, hit his man, hit him in the leg. He somehow disarmed son, and then he got the
disarmed him,
and then he got the blicking, and then he got the blicking at him. But you only see the blicking at him because they came out another door. They came out another door that had a camera. That back room didn't have a camera. The door they came out of had one. But that don't change the fact that his man got blicked. His man got blicked, and he got blicked.
So somebody died.
Yeah.
And he cheddar bombed himself, and someone died. Did he even pinch Tax?
Tax got up out of there. I ain't gonna hold you. He got up out of there. Like
so in all of that, you lost a man and shot yourself?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Tax shot him. I'm just trying to understand. So why is he snitching again? Allegedly. Well, we already clearly see the side you on.
Right. Allegedly, Tax clipped son, and then tried to
drop the gun.
Hammer got dropped. However, it got dropped. Old boy picked it up, got the blicking, and he was blicking on his way out the door, like still blicking at son.
Because common sense says, why would he shoot his man? But then there is a such thing as friendly fire. I know people that have gotten shot. I know people that passed away in friendly fire.
But is he taking accountability by basically telling?
There's actually no way he can take accountability. He can after everything is said and done. He can, but while he's on trial and he's literally fighting for his life, he has to play it how he has to play it in order to free himself. I'm not saying snitching is okay, but snitching all depends on who the fuck you ask. The victim or the motherfucker on trial. The motherfucker on trial gonna tell you forever, stop fucking snitching. But victims and the ones who are affected are like, this motherfucker did something and needs to pay.
You're a street dude. This is why I said there's different levels to it.
My nigga, if you shoot me, God forbid, and I rush you and get the gun and shoot you back, God forbid you pass away, motherfucker, that's self-defense.
That's snitching on
that's
the dead.
Self-defense.
That's snitching on the dead shit. I don't know how I feel about that because I get mixed reviews. You know, certain dudes down south take that shit serious. You can't snitch on the dead. That's basically snitching on the dead. Like if you clip something and then they got you on trial for murder and you say, nah, son was coming at me. That's snitching on the dead.
Oh, wait. So, no.
That's what I'm saying.
Troy Avenue died.
No, Troy Ave man is out of here. He's up top.
So how is that snitching on the dead?
He's not snitching on the dead. I'm just keep up.
So let me ask you a question. Hold on, let me ask you something. So say some wild shit goes down, right?
Uh-huh.
And the option is go to jail for the rest of your fucking life, or someone who was there with you that died. You say they did it. What you doing?
On the dead, listen. At the end of the day, I gotta go home. You where you at?
Right.
Ain't no coming back.
Like,
Ain't no coming back. Hold on. Ain't no coming back from where you at. Ain't no coming back from where you at.
Man, you don't want me to go to jail for the rest of my life. You sacrifice yourself probably for me.
That's why I said. That's why I said it's different. It's different conversations with different people. I notice a lot of people from the South don't play that. They don't care. They want you to stand tall on your man's name. That's it. And some guys up north too, but I think everybody is like, a lot of people I spoke to, they're like, yo, if the homie is in the dirt and nobody else got to pay for this.
That was his gun. That was his body. All that.
Unfortunately, I think that'll only be the halfway green light.
That just makes sense for me.
That's the only way I can see.
All that shit to say you're gonna get taken away from your children for your rest, because this man is already gone. Ain't shit he could do for nobody. He in the upper room. So you're ready to be like, I'm going away from my kids, from my family, from life.
Yo, y'all could call in too, man. The phone lines is open,
y'all gotta call that number. I want to talk shit live.
Wait, what they
Somebody said fuck Method Man. Like, I told you to block that nigga. Then my sister's holding it down though. Thank y'all, sisters.
Yo, Jay Rivers said the nigga who did it is dead, and I'm singing like Mariah.
It was that nigga shit. It was all his shit.
Yeah, but
see why now, go to jail?
But see now, is the hood gonna look at you different?
Nigga, the hood look at everybody different.
But that's what I'm saying. Are you gonna take accountability and stand on it? Are you gonna be like, yeah, look, this is what I had to do?
Because it makes sense, because I'm not going to jail, motherfucker. And whoever look at me different, I'm going to ask them, do you want that time? So go say you did it. Because I'm not going.
I hear you.
Deborah said, if somebody shoot at my people and shoot me and we fight and I get a hold of the gun and I shoot you and I'm on trial, I'm singing like a canary. As you should, Tweety Bird. Because I'm singing. Yes, Lewis. Method Man is fire.
So is that taking accountability? Because at the end of the day, this is what you signed up for. This is the streets.
If taking accountability means me going to jail for the natural life, I'm not.
You chose to be in the streets. You said you was a street nigga. Every street nigga know the casualty of this game when it's come to these streets is what? Dead or in jail. How many times do we make
choices that don't necessarily work out in our favor, but we just got to deal with it?
I think whatever it is that happened,
that's how he dealing with it.
You gotta let the law. You gotta let the law do their job, and hopefully it works out in your favor. First of all,
nigga, you know it's not though.
It's two black men.
It's not.
Somebody gotta go. You just gotta hope that your lawyer's a beast. But for as far as you giving up information and you calling yourself a street nigga,
the law was never designed to protect us, right? Fuck around, they gonna both go to jail.
Yeah.
The system wasn't created for us.
But that's why I said you got to understand who you are.
But that's another topic for another day as well.
You got to understand who you are.
But that's how that man made money. If he found his little niche,
let me ask you a question.
Whatever, that's how he make his money to feed his family.
Let me ask you a question. What's the difference between it being snitching if it was him that happened to and an artist like, who can I say?
Don't do it to yourself.
Nah, give me a second. Who's a young boy with the 5 hat? The You Don't Want No Problems With Me kid. What's his name?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know these songs.
Somebody in the comments tell me the young boy name.
You don't want no problems with me. I think that's how the song goes, but I don't know.
But you know who I'm talking about. Now, let's just take Troy out of that situation and put him in that situation, right? The energy is different when it comes to telling, because he's not claiming to be a street dude at all.
Because he's a singer, the situation is different?
No, it ain't got nothing to do with him being a singer. Just how his image is and how he portrays his life, he is not a gangster. He's not a street dude. He's not a gangster. He's a regular old person. Him going to trial and telling, it wouldn't even be a thought. Like, all right, listen, he's a pedestrian. That's what he's supposed to do.
But that's the mentality.
But then when you claiming the streets, when you are claiming the streets, not the streets is claiming you, you claiming the streets. These are your streets.
Who turned off the chat?
I don't know. Somebody turned off the
comments
chat.
Are turned off.
Oh, I must have had too many. I don't know. I think once you reach 100, salute to everybody that was commenting.
You got
to
to change that settings.
You
got to change the settings. You got to go on the settings to do that. Am I admin on this account?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
I'm about to start kicking motherfuckers out.
Oh, man. Don't listen. No personal attacks on my So Crooked opinion, man. We're going to keep it fair. But listen, back to what I was saying. You claiming the streets, you got to take accountability for what the streets entail. And if the streets entails if the streets entail no snitching, you got to let them people do their job. And you got to hope and pray that it ends in your favor correctly. If you are claiming to be in the streets. Accountability of the streets is to stand tall. And not enough people stand on that. That's why they built sidewalks. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
that was cute.
I'm just keeping it funky. Like, for instance, I'm a family man. I consider myself to be a pedestrian. I always have, but I've always had like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I always have.
Right, but it was a
It ain't. That's where the contradiction came into play.
We can start climbing it again, guys.
You know what I'm saying? But what I did was I took my other foot off that side and put it completely on the curb. I'm completely on it. That
shit is just such a thin line, because if it's a whole snitching thing based on who you portray yourself to be, especially if it makes you money, you supposed to go to jail or worse?
No, it's what you signed up for. If you portraying that,
but that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's why everybody's so up in the air with this new kid, Gunna. Everybody's up in the air with Gunna. It's a Gunna? 50. Gunna's the rapper from Atlanta that basically told that YSL was a gang on Young Thug. But even in his situation, people are 50-50 with that, because some people are looking at him like a pedestrian that was signed to a label that had to claim something. He basically said, that YSL was a gang. He didn't actually say anything about Young Thug, but he said YSL. Yeah, he said why when the prosecutor said.
No, that's snitching. That is.
Okay.
That is.
But some people are looking at it like he not a street
But he's
dude.
intentionally throwing people under the bus, though. That's the difference. So, like, his shit is like, if you're saying to cover your ass, is YSL a gang? Before I say something.
Allegedly.
Or is it snitching if you tell me that? Just stop on me and let me know.
I don't know. I ain't from Atlanta. I just said allegedly. I can only go by what the internet said.
So that was an established gang. So this is how far removed my ass is. I didn't know. I thought that was a rap crew or something.
It is.
So it was really outside. Because that's how far removed you are. Fucking music is now. Like, motherfuckers rap about it, and you gotta speculate if they really outside with it. So YSL was really outside, and this man said he labeled it a gang. Do you know when you label something a gang, the charges change up?
Listen, but like you just said, all these rappers is rapping about being gangster. That means you signed up for this shit. So if you signed up to rap about being a gangster and you moving like a gangster, when some gangster shit happen, you got to stand tall.
You got to stand tall. All right, you got it. You got to stand tall. So, but I still don't think Trey Avenue should be considered snitching, just because it's a whole gray area with him. Can we just say it's a gray area with him? Only because I wonder if he did shoot himself now.
Listen,
because these motherfuckers watch TV and think you're supposed to hold the gun sideways and let off.
If
So
somebody said honestly, hood wise, they would have done the same thing.
I think so too, because I don't know nobody who willingly goes to jail. Everybody is tough, so they start talking football numbers.
All right, look, check this out. You know who Guy Fisher is?
Yes.
All right. You know the situation with Guy Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
He was ratted on because,
Mm-hmm.
he was dealing with one of his constituents lady after he got a life sentence. One of his
Mm.
ladies. Straight sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? But he took accountability and did damn near what? How many years he did? Like 40, 50, something like 40 something years? He had got a life sentence.
Crazy.
Didn't tell on
I'm
nobody.
not doing 4 years.
Didn't tell on nobody. He said he got deals to, do what he had to do. But he took accountability because he understood that he was in that environment and this is what comes with it.
So even if he didn't do it, like just because he was a part of the lifestyle, no, I'm not going to jail.
Nobody wants to. Nobody wants to, man. Nobody wants to. That's why I said you got to
I
take
almost said some shit
You got
that
to
could be
take
used against me in
accountability for
court of
you.
law.
But you
Yeah,
listen.
I almost said some shit.
You
Whew.
got you got to take accountability for you because at the end of the day, if you're in that environment, you understand that's what can happen. You understand that's what can happen. But guess what? If your ass was at home chilling, not in the mix, you wouldn't
It
have to
wouldn't have
worry
happened.
about that.
Keep your ass at home.
Understand who you are and what you built for.
Mm, I guess, but it's it's fun outside.
Listen, I got a group of friends. They will defend themselves, but they are the most friendliest, just nice individuals. You know what I'm saying? Very respectful, very, embracing to each other. Just everything opposite of what the streets is, right?
Mm-hmm.
They understand who they are and they take accountability for who they are. But at the end of the day, they understand that if they have to defend themselves, they will. If one of them got wrapped up in a situation, mind you, these people I'm talking about, they are black. If they got wrapped up in a situation that I know on the receiving end, it wasn't what they trying to say it was, and they tell their story, I wouldn't look at them as snitching because they not in the streets.
So because a person decides the streets is fun, I don't know. I'm not going to jail.
Then just do what you've been doing. Says go to your parties and just stay out the fucking streets. Don't be at the dice game and all that shit. Because guess what? If the people kick the door in, you gonna have to stand tall because you was in there.
I like dice.
But
Everybody not like shooting
look,
dice.
perfect example. If
Like,
you're
I ain't
at the
bring
dice
dice to
spot,
it.
and they kick the door in, guess what? You gotta stand tall. It ain't none of that. Oh, I was just a pedestrian and I didn't have anything to do with it. No, you gotta stand tall. So if they talking that you gotta do like 2 months. Guess what? Leto gotta do 2 months.
I'm only laughing because recently my significant other, we were trying to size him. So I had a man's jacket. So we were trying to see the difference between the sizes. So he puts the jacket on, puts his hand in the pocket, pulls out dice. He said, "What the fuck you got dice?" I'm like, he don't believe me about dice. Dice is life, yo. I'll start a dice game in a minute.
But that's
And I'm like, yo,
accountability.
I really be shooting dice.
That's
But
accountability.
why you had to say dice? So I gotta go to jail for shooting dice?
If you get wrapped up and you in the spot by your own free will, you got to stand tall on whatever comes with it.
Shooting dice ain't really illegal though. It's a pastime.
I'm just exaggerating, but I'm just saying whatever situation it is, if you put yourself there, you got to stand
You
tall
gotta
on
accept
whatever.
responsibility. No, I get that. I get what you're saying. I agree with it to an extent. Like if you willingly put yourself into a situation, the shit that comes after you gotta deal with. You have to accept this is what happened because of my actions. You have to, when necessary, apologize. You have to when in those situations, change your behavior. It's a follow through. Accountability is about follow through, follow up, and follow through.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So listen, if y'all got any more questions before we get up out of here, man, we're gonna be reading these comments down.
And who won a dice game?
And who want to shoot dice with Leto?
Who want to shoot dice?
Wait, what's that? What Dom said?
If you're in the wrong place at the wrong time and you know what comes, that's a fact. And I think everybody grandparents said that. A hard head make a soft ass. When you in the wrong place at the wrong time, anything could happen.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Ain't no cap right there. That's that. Damn, your grandma used to say that too.
I think it's in the grandma handbook.
A hard head make a soft ass.
Make a soft ass.
Yeah, my grandma used to say that shit too, man. But listen, man. Till next week. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all follow the YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? So Crooked TV. Also, make sure if you on YouTube watching that you join the Facebook group, So Crooked Presents, My So Crooked Opinion.
Follow my Instagram. Love the Leto.
I follow back. I gotta ping your Instagram up on here. Remind me during the week. But
yeah.
Salute to everybody on the check-in. Until next week.
And we randomly go live. So
yeah.
y'all gotta tap in on our IGs because sometimes we go live because we be bored and want to talk shit.
We gotta start going live in the chat too, like just regular.
My So Crooked opinion snippets. Yeah, I'm with that. We gotta bring more people in there.
You know what I'm saying? So.
But thank y'all for tuning in. I feel like I learned some things about accountability. I feel like others have learned today. I feel like we've seen different views on accountability. And I feel like it's necessary. So everyone is in agreement that accountability is necessary.
That is a fact, man. Till next
what up,
time,
Trig? Let's go to the gun range. With it, Rick, you already know I'll be ready to pull that purple thing out.
Look at you. Yo, listen, man. This is my So Crooked opinion, man. Bundles, Stiletto Diva. Till next week, man. We holla, man.
Thank you, guys.
Podcast. If you enjoyed it, please hit follow or subscribe on YouTube so you can stay up to date on new episodes. Until next time.